I still can't believe it. I used to be the kind of person who procrastinated on everything. Dishes piled up, my room was a mess, and the idea of going for a run at 4:30 a.m., forget it. I always told myself I was just too tired, too lazy, or just not in the mood. But now, my apartment stays clean. I wake up before sunrise and actually enjoy running. I've been finishing things I used to quit halfway. And the craziest part? It all started with one simple phrase I kept repeating in my head: one step at a time. At first, I didn't fully believe in this idea of tiny habits. I mean, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But once I started digging into the psychology behind it, why it works, and how our brains respond to small wins, I finally understood how this one mindset shift could change everything. And more importantly, how to apply tiny habits that win every time, not just randomly. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to use it to finish what you start, beat procrastination, and get everything done. First thing first, let's be honest. The reason we don't stick with habits isn't because we're lazy. It's because we try to change too much, too fast. It's like trying to become a monk after meditating once on the toilet. Inner peace. Not yet. Just gas. So here's what I found out. Chapter 1, BJ Fogg's model that changed my life. All right, let's start with a simple truth. If you want to change your life, you've got to change your behavior. And if you want to change your behavior, you need to understand why behavior happens in the first place. Sounds big, right? Don't worry. A guy named BJ Fogg actually cracked the code. He's a behavior scientist and the founder of Stanford's Behavior Design Lab. For decades, he studied why people do what they do and how habits really work. And trust me, he knows his stuff. And he came up with something called the Fogg Behavior Model. Here's the cool part. Every single thing you do or don't do follows one simple formula. B equals M plus A plus P. That stands for behavior equals motivation plus ability plus prompt. Let's break that down one step at a time. First, we have motivation. This is your desire to do the behavior. It's the why. Do you want to go for a run? Do you want to call your mom? Do you want to write that email? That's motivation. It can be strong or weak, and it often changes throughout the day. Second, we have ability. This is your capacity to do the behavior right now. It's the can you? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough energy? Is the behavior easy or hard? If something feels hard to do, your ability is low. If it feels easy, your ability is high. And third, we have prompt. This is the cue or the signal that says, do it now. A prompt can be a notification, it can be a sound, it can be a feeling, or even an action you already do. Here's the kicker. All three have to show up at the same time. If even one is missing, no behavior happens. All right, now let's ground this with a super relatable example so you can see exactly how this plays out in real life. Example, the missed call. Picture this. Your phone starts ringing. That ringing, that's the prompt. But whether you actually pick up or not depends on two things: your motivation and your ability in that exact moment. Scenario 1. You're on vacation. Finally, you're chilling in a bubble bath, candles, maybe some soft jazz. The last thing you want? A work call. Your phone starts buzzing in the other room. Motivation to answer? Pretty low. Please let it not be the boss. Ability to answer? Zero. You're literally covered in soap. Result? No behavior. The call gets ignored. Scenario 2. Now imagine you're at home, sitting on the couch. You've been waiting all day for news about your missing cat. Your phone rings, and it's right beside you. Motivation? Sky high. You need this call. Ability? Easy. The phone's right there. Prompt? The ringtone. All three line up perfectly. So, what do? You answer instantly. No hesitation, same phone, same prompt, but with a different motivation and a different ability, you get a completely different outcome. And that, my friend, is the fog behavior model in action. Chapter 2: Make habits so easy that you can't fail. By now, you already know the rule. To change your behavior, you need the right mix of motivation, ability, and a prompt. But here's the deal: motivation is flaky. It shows up, disappears, comes back later. Kind of like that one unreliable friend who always says, "Yeah, I'm on my way," but never shows up. That's why building habits based purely on motivation almost never works. You can't trust it. So instead, what do? We crank up ability. We make the behavior so ridiculously simple that it feels almost stupid not to do it. That's the secret power of tiny habits. Here's the rule to burn into your brain: the harder a behavior is, the more motivation you'll need. The easier a behavior is, the less motivation it takes. Or, in other words, make it easy and you'll actually do it. And that's why tiny habits work like magic. They're small, they're simple, they're easy enough that even on your lowest motivation day, you can still get them done. And because you can do them, you will do them, not just once, but over and over until they have become second nature. That's how real change begins, one tiny step at a time. And once you get the ball rolling, motivation just shows up naturally. Chapter 3: How I made it work in real life. Let me show you how I use this to build new habits in my own life. I used to look at my messy room and feel like I was about to star in a Netflix documentary called Buried Alive Under Laundry. It felt overwhelming. So instead of trying to clean everything at once, I gave myself one tiny rule. Every time I stand up from my chair, I put away one item. That's it, not 10 items, not the whole house, just one. So I'd get up to grab some water and toss a cup in the sink. Stand up to grab my phone charger, fold a shirt, head to the bathroom, put the shampoo bottle back. I wasn't cleaning the house, I was just slightly less messy. And then something weird happened. One item turned into two, then three. And suddenly I was Marie Kondoing my apartment at 9:42 p.m. on a Wednesday. Now here's the model in action. The prompt was standing up, something I was already doing. The ability was high, just one item, super easy. And the motivation came after. Seeing my space a little cleaner felt good. Put those three together, I didn't just decide to clean. I started keeping things tidy automatically. That's the power of this model. Chapter 4: Celebration, the secret sauce. Okay, here's the weirdest, but most genius part of this whole method. You have to celebrate. Every time, do the tiny habit, then immediately celebrate like you just won an Oscar. It could be a fist pump, a goofy little dance, or just saying out loud, "Yeah, I'm awesome." You'll feel ridiculous at first, but that's the point. Because your brain, it's basically a golden retriever. It repeats whatever feels good. So if flossing one lonely tooth feels like a win, your brain goes, that felt nice. Let's do it again. And just like that, you're wiring success with joy instead of guilt. That's why celebration isn't optional. It's the secret sauce that makes habits stick. Chapter 5: The formula to build any habit you want. Once you understand how these three elements fit together, ability, prompt, and motivation, you can literally design almost any habit you want. So instead of just trying harder, ask yourself three simple questions. How can I make this ridiculously easy? That's ability. When will I be reminded to do it? That's the prompt. How can I make it feel satisfying or even a little fun? That's motivation. And don't forget to celebrate immediately after you finish that one tiny task. Notice what's missing. Discipline. Willpower. That mythical grind everyone talks about. You don't need more of that. You just need a system that works. And that system is the fog behavior model. Tiny habits work because they make change feel safe, achievable, non threatening. Once you stop trying to fix your life overnight and just focus on one step at a time, everything changes. You will become the kind of person who finishes what they start. So, if you're tired of procrastinating, don't start big. Start stupid small. Pick one habit. Make it tiny. Attach it to something you already do. Celebrate like you just saved the planet and keep going. Because the truth is, big change doesn't come from big effort. It comes from tiny wins stacked one step at a time.